Hey guys, what's going on? Will here. I had one big question, and that was about face coverings in the Bible. One of the big face coverings in the Bible was Moses. Um, Moses had just got done talking with God, and he was shining so brightly that he had to put a face cover on so that they wouldn't be too scared. The other reference I found was in Leviticus, and it's actually talking about how to view. Um, Basically, if you have the plague, go to the priest, and he's going to view if it's skin deep, white hair, all kinds of stuff. And if you're deemed unclean, you have to cover the bottom part of your face, bottom half of your face, and declare yourself unclean, unclean. So I've always wondered if there's some part of the face covering that's here. So we look into Moses when we're looking into face covering. Now, I don't know about the face covering. Okay, what's the significance of the veil? It was very interesting. These couple of this one here, Noble Word, has some really good views of it. Um, so does this adw.org. What is the significance? And I like to read a lot of that here. It was very intriguing, and as well as this, where he was saying that he was doing it out of sensitivity and compassion for the frightened Israelites. There was a lot of very intriguing things there for our modern times when we're talking about veiling your face. But that's not what this is about. This took an odd turn. Look, this is Moses. This is discussing the horns of Moses and the veiled glory of Jesus. This is something I hadn't really paid attention to before, but they're shown as rays coming out or horns. Showed us twin horns there. Horns. It's very intriguing. So I start looking into uh, the Strong's Concordance, right? Of course, we look at 39 verse 34 verse 29 of Exodus, and we see that his face shone while he was talking with him. His face is 6440. So what we look at when we look at 6440 is we see it's panem, panem. Okay, it means before, or the face, countenance, the face. We see it's just kind of dictating the faces. The faces of different things. That's how this is interpreted. Panim is plural of pane. So pane is 6437, and this is the plural of it. So let's look at, if this is faces, let's look at the singular. When we look at the singular of pana, we see it's a verb, and this means to turn, to look, to turn away, to turn back. Um, that really points me to, let's look at how this is used. The men. So this is we are looking at 6436. That is a singular form of 6437. So this would be, what we're looking at is the turns or the looks, to turn back, to turn oneself, right? And so the men turned their looks back from thence and went to Sodom. For I have, and this is where it doesn't make sense, right? For I have prepared the house and rooms for camels. Well, in housekeeping is called turn out. For I have turned out the house and room for camels. I have turned the house. Turns. To looks. To turns. And if I may turn to the right, and at the field, at the turns. This is more about the turns. And he turned this way. And the Pharaoh turned and went into the house. And he turned himself. When the morning turns over, right? And when the morning appears, when the morning turns, then they turn towards the wilderness, as Moses turns. Com- the priests commanded that they turn the house before the priest, turn over the house before their priest, turn not unto ye idols. So yes, when I look at this of the panem, it's to turn. And so I take 6440 of panem, which is the plural of the turns or the looks of, not faces. I don't get faces from any of that, from the use of this, from looking at the use here of 637. It doesn't seem to be faces. It's the turns and the looks. So to go into so to go into the pluralization of that and to change it into just complete faces and to not have something about it being the looks and the turns, I don't believe that is the truth. I believe we are a little bit of babble of the ages here in this, as it does not seem to denote the proper plural of pana, right? The part that turns. This is so. Of course, this was interesting, right? We're looking at the horns, and the first thing that they sang is that it was a mistranslation of Quran, right? And so that's meaning horns instead of really face or something. So what we do is we look up this word, the Quran, and we find out that this is, Strong's 7160, meaning Quran. Now, this should have some hints of the face of Moses or the turn or the look of Moses within it. So let's look. We're looking here. It is mainly, out of its 4 uses, they say it means to shine 3 times. Or it says it's used horns once. Well, interesting. And of course here it's used saying that it's to sending out rays to display or grow horns. The rays of the rays of horns, as if it's shooting out horns, figuratively rays to emit beams, right? Where painters represent Moses as having horns, to bear horns. This is used in 4 verses in the Hebrew Concordance. Not the skin of his face shone, and that's more of shone with rays, to send out rays. His face sent out rays while talking to him. The skin of his face sent out rays, and they were afraid. His face sent out rays. Well, now, if every single time that means that sent out rays, then why would it be used in Psalm 69? Right? Why would David say that the Lord, better than the ox or bullock that sends out rays and hooves? Well, that's very odd, because this would be used more times, in my opinion, if it was used for more than one thing. What this tells me is that it is used as to make rays or to have horns like rays, and it is pointing that this exact word means to denote to have horns, as it is listed in Psalm 69. So the skin of his face had horns. The lights, it was to shoot out horns, figuratively, rays. So his face had figurative rays or horns while he talked. Moses, behold, the skin of his face had horns and rays, as they were afraid to come near him. Moses' face shone with rays of horns, and Moses put the veil upon his face until he went in to speak with him. To me, this speaks of something deeper. I don't exactly know, but there's something deeper with the rays and the face covering of Moses here. For it speaks in something more than we understand based on our current interpretation of the Bible. I don't know. It's very intriguing to me that Moses would be listed as having horns and then depicted in these statues as having horns and rays of light that shone as horns. Very intriguing indeed. So, this is Will. I'm out. Thank you all. Bye.